The alien girl on the dating site wasn't looking for love. She was looking for one human name, a signature that could override an interstellar extermination order. And if she didn't get it soon, Earth would be labeled hostile, her people would die, and the galaxy would never know the most dangerous weapon humans ever built, a loophole. Noah Vale wasn't famous. He wasn't rich. He wasn't even sure he was lucky. He lived in a small rented room above a repair shop in the outskirts of Karachi, where the air smelled like metal and rain, and the power went out often enough that candles felt normal. He fixed things for a living. Phones, solar inverters, broken drones, old fans, anything that came to his hands like a wounded bird. And lately, he was fixing his own life the same way, quietly, piece by piece. That night, the rain hit the window in thin tapping lines. Noah sat with a laptop that had 3 different brands of screws holding it together. He stared at a new app his friend had sent him with a laughing voice note. "Bro, it's not a dating app," the note said. "It's like a global pen pal thing. People from everywhere. Try it. You only live once." The app's name was stupidly confident. Cosmic Connections. Noah almost closed it. He didn't have time for nonsense. But loneliness had a strange power. It didn't shout. It just stayed. So he made a profile. He didn't lie. He wrote that he repaired electronics, loved old science documentaries, and had a habit of saving broken things nobody else wanted. He uploaded one photo, taken at his cousin's wedding, clean shirt, tired eyes, polite smile. Then he clicked finish. The screen spun. A soft chime sounded. A profile appeared that made his brain stall. The face was not human. The skin was a smooth, deep violet blue that shimmered like midnight water. The eyes were large, bright, and silver, not like jewelry, like the moon reflected in a lake. Her hair wasn't hair. It was something like fine threads of light, braided into an elegant shape. And the profile name was simple. Lyra. No location. No country. No verified badge. Just a short description that felt too calm to be fake. "I am seeking a husband from Earth. This is urgent. I will explain." Noah's first reaction was laughter. His second reaction was cold fear. Because the photo looked real in a way filters couldn't copy. The lighting was wrong for human studios. The shadows were too natural. The eyes had tiny details that didn't belong to CGI. He scrolled down. Interests: xenobiology, language study, ethics, survival systems. Looking for one human partner willing to sign a legal bond. Noah's finger hovered over the message button. He didn't press it. Then the app did something else. It sent a notification. You matched. Noah stared as if the screen had betrayed him. He hadn't swiped. He hadn't chosen. But the match was locked like a door had clicked shut. Before he could think, a message arrived. "Hello, Noah Vale. If you are real, answer quickly." Noah's mouth went dry. He typed slowly. "Who are you?" A pause. Then the reply came like a careful breath. "My name is Lyra Vesh. My species is called the Celluan. I am not a scam. I am not a joke. I am here because my people are dying, and Earth has something we need." Noah's heart thumped. He typed again. "What do you need from Earth?" The next message made him sit straighter. "A husband." Noah blinked. He almost closed the app again. But then the next line appeared, and it hit him like a falling stone. "Not for love. For law." Noah read that twice. "What law?" he typed. Lyra answered in short lines, like someone who had practiced this speech many times but still hated it. "There is a council that governs interstellar contact. They do not allow rescue missions without consent. They classify planets as safe, dangerous, or hostile. My world was classified hostile by mistake. If I return without proof of Earth consent, the Council will enforce quarantine. Quarantine means they will cut our supply routes. Without supplies, my people will not survive the next season." Noah's hands trembled. He wrote, "Why Earth?" Lyra's reply came quickly, as if she feared the clock. Because humans are not members of the council. Because humans can sign outside their system. Because the council cannot legally reject a marriage bond. Noah stared at the word marriage like it was a weapon. He typed slowly. This is insane. Lyra's next message was not angry. It was tired. Yes. Then another message. I chose you because you repair broken things. Noah frowned, confusion mixing with a strange sting in his chest. How do you know that? Lyra replied. I studied the people who stay. The ones who fix instead of discard. The council respects power. I need someone who respects responsibility. Noah leaned back. The rain was louder now. Or maybe his pulse was. He wanted to say no. He wanted to run away from the screen. But a part of him, some stubborn piece, didn't let him. Because if someone was truly desperate enough to cross the stars, they weren't playing. He typed. If this is real, prove it. Lyra responded with a single file. A short video. Noah clicked. The screen filled with an image that looked like a sky made of crystal dust. Tall structures rose like frozen waves, glowing with soft light. Strange plants pulsed gently like living lanterns. And standing in the center was Lyra, her expression serious, her eyes fixed on the camera. She raised her hand. In the air, symbols formed, floating, bright, and alive. Not emojis. Not filters. A language. Then she spoke, and the app translated, but the tone carried through the words like a heartbeat. I am not asking you to love me, Lyra said. I am asking you to decide if strangers deserve to live. The video ended. Noah stared at the black screen, breathing slowly. He had seen enough to know one thing. This wasn't a prank. This was either the greatest lie ever built, or the first real message from another world. His fingers hovered above the keyboard. He typed. If I say yes, what happens next? Lyra's answer arrived immediately. I come to Earth. Noah swallowed. How? Lyra replied. Quietly. A small craft. No weapons. Only me. And if I don't? Noah typed. Lyra didn't answer right away. When she did, the message felt heavier than all the rain. Then my people die. Noah's throat tightened. He wanted to be logical. He wanted proof from scientists, governments, anyone important. But the galaxy hadn't asked important people. It had asked him. A repairman with a patched laptop. He stared at her profile again. The urgent words. The calm face. The strange honesty. And in a world where everyone looked for excuses to ignore suffering, Noah felt something else wake up inside him. A simple human instinct. Fix it. He typed one word. Yes. For a moment, the app went silent. Then Lyra sent a final message that made Noah's stomach drop. Thank you. One more thing. What? Noah typed. Lyra's next line appeared, and it was the kind of sentence that changes a life forever. The council is already watching Earth. Lyra did not arrive with fireworks. She arrived like a secret. 3 nights after Noah said yes, the app sent him a single message. Go to the old shipyard at 2:10 a.m. Come alone. Noah almost didn't go. Every survival instinct screamed that this was how people disappeared in bad stories. But curiosity wasn't the strongest force in his chest. Duty was. He rode an old motorbike through empty streets. Karachi at night had a different face. Quiet alleys, distant horns, stray cats watching like small judges. The old shipyard smelled of rust and sea salt. Metal skeletons of unfinished boats leaned against the darkness. Noah cut the engine and listened. Wind. Waves. Then a soft hum that didn't belong to Earth. The air above the cracked concrete shimmered as if reality was bending. A shape unfolded, smooth, dark, and impossibly clean. A craft no bigger than a van, hovering without sound. A panel slid open. Lyra stepped out. In person, she looked even less human. Taller than Noah expected. Slim, controlled movements, like a dancer who had learned discipline as survival. Her eyes reflected the weak light like silver mirrors. Noah's mouth went dry. Lyra stopped 2 steps away and lifted both hands, palms open. "No weapons," she said, voice clear. The app translated in Noah's earbud, but the sound was still hers, soft, steady. Noah swallowed. "I'm Noah." "I know," Lyra replied. "Thank you for coming." Noah forced himself to breathe. "You said the Council is watching Earth." Lyra nodded. "They have observers. Hidden probes. They do not like new species." "Why?" Noah asked. Lyra's gaze dropped for a moment, as if she didn't like remembering. "Because new species create new problems." She reached into a small pouch at her side and pulled out a thin ring-like device. "This is the bond instrument," she said. "If you agree, you place your finger here. It records consent. It registers us as a legal pair under universal contact law." Noah stared at it. "And that saves your people." "It gives me authority," Lyra said. "Authority to request supplies, ships, and medical support. Authority the Council cannot deny if Earth has consented." Noah's mind raced. "Why not ask my government? Why not ask any government?" Lyra's expression sharpened. "Because governments ask questions. And the Council would notice. And then they would label Earth hostile." Noah's stomach turned. "So you came quietly?" Lyra nodded. Noah looked around the shipyard. A place of scrap and broken things. Strange that the first alien contact happened here, not in a shining lab. He took a slow breath. "What's the catch?" Lyra's eyes held his. "The catch," she said, "is that if the Council finds you helped me, they may punish Earth." Noah felt cold. "And what do humans do if they're threatened?" he asked, more to himself than her. Lyra tilted her head. "They usually surrender to bigger empires." Noah's lips pulled into a humorless smile. "Then you studied the wrong humans." Lyra watched him. For the first time, her calm cracked slightly. "You sound certain," she said. Noah didn't feel certain at all. He felt terrified. But he also felt something that fear couldn't kill. Pride. "Put the ring down," Noah said. "Tell me the truth." Lyra hesitated, then placed the device gently on a piece of metal. "The truth," she said, "is that my world's extinction is not natural." Noah's heart kicked. "What?" Lyra's voice lowered. "The Council says we are dying because our environment is failing." "That is a lie. Our supply routes were cut quietly months ago. Our medical shipments disappeared. Our rescue calls were delayed." Noah clenched his jaw. "Why would they do that?" Lyra's eyes hardened like polished stone. "Because the Celluan discovered something." "What?" Noah asked. Lyra looked at him like the answer was dangerous. "A way to build ships that can hide from the Council." Noah's chest tightened. "So they want your people gone?" Lyra nodded once. "And I can't fight them," she continued. "Not with weapons. Not with fleets. We are too small." Noah stared at the bond device again. "So you're using marriage like a shield?" Lyra's voice softened. "I am using law. Because law is the only weapon they fear." Noah exhaled slowly. Then he did what humans always did when faced with unfair systems. He looked for the weak point. "The Council watches Earth," Noah said. "But they don't control Earth." Lyra watched him carefully. Noah continued. "If we do this," he said, "we do it smart." Lyra's eyes narrowed slightly. "What does smart mean to humans?" Noah glanced at the shipyard scrap, the torn cables, the broken engines. "It means," Noah said, "we don't just sign. We build something they can't predict." Lyra stepped closer. "What can you build?" Noah laughed once, short and sharp. "I don't know yet. But I know how humans are." He looked at her. "You came looking for one husband." Lyra nodded. Noah's voice grew steadier. You might get an entire planet. Lyra's expression froze, a mixture of surprise and something like hope she didn't want to show. Noah picked up the bond device. Okay, he said. Tell me exactly what it records. What it transmits. Where it goes. Lyra blinked. You want technical details? Noah nodded. I fix machines, he said. And this smells like a machine that can be hacked. For the first time, Lyra's mouth curved slightly. A small, shocked smile. Humans, she whispered. Then she gave him the truth in detail. And as she spoke, Noah realized something that made his pulse thunder. The council's system wasn't all-powerful. It was just old. And old systems always had cracks. Noah did not call the police. He called his sister. Her name was Dr. Sana Vale, and she worked in a university lab that studied communications and signal security. She didn't trust easily. She didn't accept wild claims. But she trusted her brother's tone. When Noah said, I need you to see something, Sana didn't ask questions over the phone. She just said, where are you? By sunrise, Lyra was hidden in a small storage room behind the repair shop, wrapped in a simple cloak Noah bought from a market. Sana arrived with a backpack full of tools and a face that looked ready to fight reality itself. When she saw Lyra, Sana didn't scream. She just stared, silent, for a long time. Then she whispered, Oh my God. Lyra stood still, hands visible. I am not here to harm you, Lyra said. Sana's eyes stayed sharp. Prove it, she replied. Noah watched the two of them, alien and human, like the world had suddenly become a different kind of story. Sana pulled out a handheld scanner. What's your ship made of? Sana asked. Lyra answered. Sana asked 10 more questions. Lyra answered all of them. Then Sana looked at Noah, voice tight. If this is real, she said, the planet is in danger. Noah nodded. I know. Sana's gaze moved to the bond device. That thing transmits consent, Sana said. Where? Lyra spoke carefully. To a council relay network. Sana's lips pressed together. And if it transmits, it can be intercepted. Lyra blinked. You want to intercept the council? Sana's eyes flashed with the kind of fearless arrogance only humans had when they decided to do the impossible. I want to rewrite them, Sana said. Noah felt a grin forming despite the stress. Lyra looked between them. You are going to fight the council, she said, like she was trying to understand madness. Noah leaned forward. Not with ships, he said. Not with bombs. He tapped the bond device gently. With paperwork. Lyra stared. Sana opened her laptop. Humans had a saying, if you couldn't beat a system, you learned its rules better than it learned itself. Sana began working. She copied the bond device's output. She mapped the signal patterns. She traced what the device believed was legal language. And then she found it. A tiny assumption in the code. A line of logic that said, if consent is registered, the council must respond within a specific window. Noah leaned closer. What happens if they don't? He asked. Sana's eyes widened slowly. Then, she whispered, the system auto-escalates. Lyra frowned. Escalates to what? Sana smiled like a wolf. To the highest legal authority. Noah's heartbeat quickened. What's above the council? He asked. Lyra hesitated. Then she said the words quietly, like a prayer you didn't want to speak. The Archive Tribunal. Sana's fingers stopped. Noah blinked. What is that? Lyra's voice was low. The tribunal is ancient. Older than the council. It was created to prevent corruption. But it almost never activates, she added. Because the council controls the process. Sana looked at Noah. Noah looked at Sana. Both of them heard the same sentence without it being said. Then we activate it. Lyra's eyes narrowed. You can't just summon the tribunal, she said. Sana's smile did not fade. Watch us. That day, They built a plan. Not a violent plan. A human plan. They would use the bond device, but they would embed a legal request inside it, an innocent, perfectly formatted request. And they would force the council to respond within the legal window. But the real trick was this. They would send the request in a way the council couldn't read quickly. Not because it was encrypted. Because it was human. Sana wrote it in layered legal language, translated into 7 dialects, tagged with cultural metadata, linked to Earth's public laws, and wrapped in a compliance package. It was not a weapon. It was a mountain of paperwork. Noah stared at it in awe. "This is evil," he whispered. Sana shrugged. "This is bureaucracy," she corrected. Lyra watched them, uncertain. "This is your weapon?" she asked. Noah nodded. "Welcome to Earth," he said. But even as they planned, a new message appeared on Noah's phone. Not from Lyra. Not from Sana. From Cosmic Connections itself. A blank profile. No photo. No name. Just a single line. "We see you." And for the first time, Lyra looked afraid. The next night, the city lights flickered in a pattern that felt wrong. Sana noticed first. She stood by the window, watching the street lamps blink like a nervous heartbeat. "Noah," she said quietly, "they're scanning." Lyra's silver eyes widened. "The council probes," she whispered. "They found me." Noah's stomach tightened. "Can they strike?" he asked. Lyra shook her head. "Not directly. Not unless Earth is declared hostile." Sana lifted her laptop. "Then we don't give them time," she said. They moved fast. Lyra sat on the floor, calm by force, hands resting on her knees. Noah held the bond device. Sana ran the transmission through a homemade amplifier built from spare parts Noah had repaired for years. It looked ridiculous. An alien legal instrument connected to a messy human wiring pile, powered by a solar inverter and a battery that still had property of school written on it. Lyra watched Noah. "If this fails," she said softly, "I'm sorry." Noah swallowed. "If this fails," he replied, "we try again." Sana looked up. "Or we make it succeed," she said. Noah placed his finger into the bond device. Lyra did the same. The device warmed. Light spread in thin lines across their skin. No pain, only a strange pressure like a fingerprint of gravity. A chime sounded. Consent recorded. Sana hit the send key. The compliance package launched into the relay network like a polite missile. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the lights outside stopped flickering. The city became still. Too still. Noah's phone buzzed. A message appeared, not translated by the app, direct, cold, and clear. Unauthorized contact detected. Lyra's face went pale. "They will try to force a hostile classification," she whispered. Sana's hands flew across the keyboard. "They can't. Not if they follow the window," she muttered. Noah's chest tightened. "What if they don't follow the rules?" he asked. Lyra's eyes held his. "Then the tribunal wakes," she said. Seconds passed like they were heavy. Then a second message came. "Compliance request received." Sana exhaled sharply. "They have to respond," she said. "They have to acknowledge." A third message. "Reviewing." Noah's heartbeat thundered. Then nothing. Silence. 1 full minute. 2. 3. Sana's eyes widened. "They are stalling," she said. Lyra's fists tightened. "They want the window to expire," she whispered. "Then they can declare Earth hostile anyway." Noah stared at the screen. "How long is the window?" he asked. Lyra's voice was thin. 10 minutes. Sana's face hardened. "They're gambling we'll panic." Noah's mind raced. He wasn't a politician. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't a genius. But he knew something about pressure. When a machine refused to work, sometimes you didn't push harder. You changed the conditions. Noah leaned over the amplifier. "Sana," he said, "can we resend, but louder?" Sana blinked. "That's not how." Noah pointed at the messy wiring. "This is Earth," he said. "We make our own how." Sana understood instantly. She smiled. "Oh," she said. "Oh, that's nasty." She rewired the amplifier to blast the compliance package across multiple open frequencies: public, private, and noisy. It hit the relay like a flood. It didn't break the law. It just made it impossible to ignore. Lyra stared. "You're making it public," she whispered. Noah nodded. "If they're watching," he said, "then let them watch everything." The countdown hit 9 minutes. Still no response. Then, at 9 minutes and 50 seconds, a new message arrived. Not from the council. From something older. The screen flashed with a symbol that made Lyra gasp. "The tribunal," she whispered. And the message that followed wasn't cold. It was furious. Why was this request blocked? The tribunal didn't ask permission. It took control. Across Noah's screen, lines of legal code appeared, translated instantly into human language. Sana stared like she was watching history fall apart in real time. "This is an audit," Sana whispered. Lyra's eyes shone. "They can see everything," she breathed. Noah's phone buzzed again. A live feed opened. Not video. A council chamber transcript, streaming like a courtroom drama. And then the shock hit Noah like a punch. The dating site wasn't a random app. Cosmic Connections was a council tool. A trap. It was designed to find humans willing to bond, then label them as compromised, then use that as proof Earth was unstable. Lyra's face twisted with pain. "I didn't know," she whispered. "I thought it was a loophole I found." Sana's eyes burned. "They were using you," she said. Noah's jaw clenched. "And they were using us." The tribunal's messages came faster now. Evidence of withheld aid confirmed. Evidence of false hostile classification confirmed. Council members under investigation. Lyra covered her mouth. A soft sound escaped her, half relief, half grief. Noah turned to her. "You said your people discovered hidden ships," he said. Lyra nodded, voice shaking. "Yes." Noah's eyes narrowed. "What if the tribunal gives you supplies, but the council still tries to erase you later?" Lyra stared, trapped between hope and fear. "They will," she whispered. "Eventually." Sana leaned forward. "Then we don't stop at supplies," she said. "We change the map." Noah looked at Sana. Sana looked at Lyra. And in that moment, humans did what they always did when faced with a cruel system. They built a new one. Sana typed like her fingers were on fire. She drafted a petition to the tribunal, using Earth's legal language, human rights language, and the tribunal's own ancient ethics. Noah watched the words appear. Earth requests observer status. Earth requests protection for cellular relief corridors. Earth requests open contact protocols. Earth requests an end to silent exterminations. Lyra's eyes widened. "They won't grant that," she said, voice trembling. Noah spoke softly. "They have to," he said. "Because you said the tribunal exists to prevent corruption." Sana hit send. The tribunal went quiet. Then it responded with a message so simple it felt like a door opening. "Request accepted." Lyra stumbled back, stunned. Noah's heart pounded. Then the final twist arrived, the one that made Noah's hands shake. A tribunal legal note appeared under the bond record. "This bond is valid. However, it is not required to be romantic." Lyra stared. Noah blinked. Sana laughed once, sharp and breathless. "The husband part," Sana said, "was never the point." Lyra's voice broke. "I use that word because humans understand urgency through emotion," she whispered. "I thought it would make someone answer." Noah stared at her, shocked, not angry. Then he understood. The title was true. An alien girl joined a human dating site. And what she wanted shocked everyone. She wanted a signature. A consent. A human ally. Not to save herself. To save her world. And Noah, ordinary Noah, had just helped trigger a galaxy-wide corruption purge. Outside, the city lights stopped flickering. The rain softened. Lyra looked up at the window as if she could see through clouds and stars. "My people will live," she whispered. Noah felt something in his chest loosen for the first time in years. Sana leaned back in her chair, exhausted and smiling. "You realize," Sana said, "we just bullied an alien government with paperwork." Noah's mouth curved into a quiet smile. "Humanity," he said softly, "really is terrifying." Lyra looked at him, eyes shining. "Not terrifying," she corrected. "Unbreakable." And somewhere far beyond Earth's sky, the tribunal broadcast a new order across the stars. New species registered. Humanity. Status. Unpredictable. Recommendation. Do not underestimate.